Hi everybody, this is Chad the Gaming Dad here on Dad's Games, and for the past week I've been thinking about a lot of things that I really liked when I was younger. And honestly, when I first started playing video games, the thing that I really liked was flying games. I really enjoyed flying games once they got going. Starting with games on the PC like X-Wing and the Flight Simulator, stuff like that. Also Gunship 2000. I used to play a ton of Gunship 2000. Those kind of games were what I really got addicted to. Games that I wouldn't just play for a little while and put back down, but ones that I would come back to again and again and again. So that led me into thinking about some things. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, Top Gun came out. The movie Top Gun. Oh yeah, Top Gun. Everybody wanted to be Maverick. I didn't want to be Goose. Nobody wanted to be Goose, because Goose is dead. That's what happens. Spoiler alert on a 30-year-old movie. Everybody wanted to be like Top Gun, but then other movies started coming out. My favorite, I have actually liked this movie even more than Top Gun, is Iron Eagle. Yeah.
Damn it, Chappie, I'm doing it my way.
This movie's cool just because of how kind of stupid it is. It's really kind of dumb when you think about it.
Chappie!
If you watch the movie now, it makes absolutely no sense.
Time to die, Iron Eagle.
When he shoots all his missiles and then suddenly he has more missiles on his plane, whatever. So with all of this that I was thinking about last week, I really wanted to get into some retro flight games. And unfortunately, there's no Iron Eagle retro flight game that I know of. On the NES, there were two. There was Top Gun. And then they came out with this very original title, Top Gun: The Second Mission. Wow. It's almost like they could have called it like the second game. I don't know. So here we go. Grabbed my Top Gun games, fired up the NES, and had at it. Let's go take a look. Oh, but first, let me go get in my jet. All systems go. We're ready for takeoff. Alright, the first game, Top Gun for the NES. Now this one's really tough, and a lot of people have trouble with it, all the way from like kids to adults, even some angry nerds. Everybody out there has trouble with Top Gun. But let me tell you something, because of all my time when I used to fly all the flight simulators, I had no trouble landing the plane. Every time. It's actually pretty easy, because when you fly a plane, the stick that you use to fly the plane, or the handles or whatever, you push forward to make the nose of the plane go down, and you pull back to make the nose of the plane go up. So pushing down makes it go up, pushing up pushes it down. That's how inverted flight works. And to this day, I still can't play any first-person shooters without it being inverted. I guess I'm just stuck that way. So once you realize that the flight controls on Top Gun are actually inverted, once you wrap your head around that and everything's cool, Top Gun, landing the plane is the least of your worries. The thing I think is funny about this is like nobody could land the plane, right? That's the hardest thing to do in Top Gun. But right on the cover art, look at that. Right there, what do they put right on the game? They have the aircraft carrier as to mock you. Another notable thing for this, notorious Konami code, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start, all that stuff, doesn't work on this one. Konami game, no Konami code. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't actually have the first Top Gun game, because by the time I got my NES, the second one had already come out, and at that time we thought, hey, there's a second one, why not grab the second one? It's so much better, right? The second one's always better. Yeah, it's different. It's actually pretty cool. It does a few unique things. It's got some different kind of graphics to make it look more like 3D water effects. I honestly prefer the graphics on the first one better, but that's just me. But in this one, double tapping to the left and to the right can make your plane do a barrel roll, or, as other people have pointed out, it's an aileron roll because you're actually not... whatever. How about, just for the sake of argument, we just say you can roll your plane. That solves it. Perfect. The best part about being able to roll your plane is that in the first game, you had to shoot down all the missiles that were coming at you. It was really tough to evade them. But in the second game, you can just roll your plane around, and usually you don't get hit by those things at all. I mean, if you can click 2 times real fast, go around, nothing's going to hit you. It's going to be fine. Top Gun, the second mission, also does have landing in it, and refueling, stuff like that. But it's a lot easier than the first game, and a lot of people found it easier because, once again, go back to what I was talking about before, the controls when you plug the game in are not inverted. For people like me, I couldn't fly this thing for crap when I first plugged it in. I had to actually look at the options and found, luckily, that you could invert the options. If I couldn't invert the plane on Top Gun, the second mission, you might as well just throw this thing away. I can't play it. So the second one has the inverted and the standard controls for everybody, so that whichever way you like to fly the plane, you can. So the second one wins on that one. The second mission also includes dogfights. There are dogfights periodically along the missions where you have to fight against another airplane who's trying to shoot you down. And then outside of the main game, there's actually a mode where you have to dogfight your way up through the ranks to see if you can become the top gun. That's pretty cool. The second one also has multiplayer, believe it or not, split-screen multiplayer dogfights on the NES. You will pay for it, though, in frame rate. Let me tell you, the frame rate gets down to like 1 frame per second almost. It seems like it's pretty slow when both planes are coming in at each other and ready to fire. It gets pretty nasty. But hey, way ahead of its time. Really cool stuff. Now, the infamous Konami code we spoke about before, Top Gun, the second mission, it has it. In fact, you put in the Konami code, it doesn't give you like 30 lives or anything like that, but it reduces the amount down to 20,000 so that every 20,000 you get more planes. So, in a sense, you get more lives that way. But the thing of it is when you die, each level only has like 1 checkpoint in the middle, and they're kind of long. So, if you are having trouble at a certain spot, it doesn't matter how many planes you have, you're going to keep dying at that spot till you figure out how to beat it. It's not like Contra, where you get these 30 guys and you get killed and you just keep going. This one makes you go back and start that section all over again, whether it's at the beginning or the halfway point. You're still going to have to earn it a little bit to get through the levels on the second mission. So all in all, I would say both of these Top Gun games hold up very well, honestly. When it comes to NES games, driving games and things like that don't really hold up as well. Of course, Mario does because it's side-scrolling and it's timeless. But when you have something like this where you're flying a plane and things are moving around and you're shooting down people, you'd think that it would get old. And I mean, yeah, the graphics do look a little bit dated and everything, but I tell you what, pop in Top Gun or Top Gun, the second mission, and you'll be surprised at how good they are and how addictive they are and how hard they are. You're going to have to work to beat these things. I think they're pretty cool, and I think you will too. Alright everybody, so that's it for this week's edition of Dad's Games. Hope you liked it. Hope you go try out some Top Gun if you haven't already played it. It really is a pretty cool game. Top Gun 1 and the second mission, both are something you should add to your NES collection. And just like always, I want to tell everybody out there to remember, you never outgrow video games. And thanks for watching. I am Chad the Gaming Dad, and so long everybody.